What's up?
What's up, guys? Fuck.
We're here.
Bit dusty. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Well, you know what? Last night was fucking insane.
Yeah, we set up the whole studio and it fell apart. So I think
We
we're
did.
gonna move. But anyway,
Yes.
fucking
I think
who
this
knows?
might be the last stream at this little
Den
hat. Yeah.
in the
dungeon.
in the original one.
But
We've got-
fuck, man, the chat is going off.
We're gonna go move to a big fucking digital dungeon, mate.
Like Dr. Disrespect style.
Yeah, yeah, definitely like Dr. Disrespect.
Fuck yeah. No, it's good to see everyone.
Guys,
Yes. Oh man, we've had a lot happening in the last since we haven't
Since
we
last
didn't
night?
I mean last night for sure. But yeah, we didn't stream last Sunday, but we've had a lot
a lot going on.
going on.
Let's do a little bit of housekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Housekeeping. All right, here we go. That's the that's all you get. I'm not making another fucking video. I've been on my phone all day. Yeah, where is Trash Boy?
Can we get a shout out for Trash Guy? Shout out to him. God, he was hilarious.
Where is the Trash Boy, the hero of the stream? I love him so much.
Last night, so we played Jackbox games with like a bunch of friends and a bunch of people just from the audience. And one of the people that joined, Trash Guy, shout out to him, Trash Boy.
Trash Boy, Trash Lord, Trash God.
Trash King.
Trash Boat. Good on you.
He was hilarious. Little 15-year-old kid. He asked if we could do a face reveal, so he ended up...
he asked us for the face
yeah. And he turned on his LED lights on his bunk bed, pulled out his lightsaber and busted it out for us. So
yeah, that's not a metaphor or anything.
No, not like that.
Legit collar and lightsaber that was in his room. And then he got little Trash Boy. So if Trash Boy is a trash can, he got the little office, the little desk bin out. And we go, all right, we're going to have to call it there because this is too wild. Please shout out
the 7-year-old brother.
Yeah, that's right. Little
shout out to him.
The little trash basket. He's the little office bin. He's where you put your little chicken scraps. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's go to the camera. So we had it all sitting up. It all fell down. You can go watch last night's stream. But have a look at that. This is the newest piece of art that we've had. It's a real piece of art.
That's hot.
That's hot. This is from Ronnie Bruce. Ronnie Bruce down at, oh my God, Ronnie. Oh, down at Golden Heart Tattoo. Good on it. Look how good it is.
Oh, my God.
Look at that.
So happy with it. And there's something behind that, too.
There's something behind that. Here we go.
Reveal Cujo, which is the
Cujo.
giveaway for tonight.
Cujo. This is not Armaduke the movie. This is like, give us some facts. Okay, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not Armaduke, and it's not Scooby-Doo. It's definitely not Milo and Otis. This is Cujo, Demon Dog, Ghost Dog, whatever you want to say. It's up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
Some might say I haven't seen it in a little while. No, I haven't. But Cujo, it's good. Yeah, Cujo. Fuck.
Oh, I know what you're going for.
Yeah, he knows.
But yeah. But Joel gave us deadenddvd.com. He supplied the movie for one of you lucky guys.
Yeah, he was on another podcast. Apparently, it's his first podcast. Let that sink in.
But thanks to him, he did give that to us to give away to you guys. And also, I asked him for a couple little facts about it, and he said that Stephen King was so fucked up during the time of that like of making that or writing it, that he doesn't even remember writing it. So. Yeah,
well, I almost said Steven Spielberg, so I'm glad I did say that. Well, I think Spielberg made this. It was a Steven. Get it mixed up,
Steve.
But yeah, also this week, we had a big one.
Ooh,
we had a big one. We had a fucking a mini webworm, I guess. Have a look at this. Guys, if you don't know, now you know. Have a look at this. Go get your credit on your phone. Have a look at this. The site is up.
Damn.
As Habula would say.
But yes, we finally have our website up and running, and we did get a bunch of orders, so we're like really stoked on that. But so everyone knows, they're all going out tomorrow. So
yeah,
should have them by end of the week. And we had a bunch, and like I'm surprised how many people ordered stuff.
But look at it.
Shout out to you guys.
Look at it. If you haven't seen it yet, have a look at this. This is
that's
great.
hot.
That's hot.
And just like the little things that we wrote on there, just like little descriptions. Because, I mean, with the Cowards beanie, obviously we got inspiration from a little brand.
Chip the Cat said, I can't believe you wear Carhartt. And I go, haha, idiot. It's not.
Got him.
Got it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so we have to obviously play it off as parody because it is a joke.
It is parody.
So look familiar? Well, it's just a joke, bro. Keep your noggin nice and warm when you're creeping through the cemetery at 3 a.m.
We're not going to go
Very
through
cool.
We're not going to go through them all because, you know, he's going to do it. He's got to do it.
Yeah.
Go buy something. Buy your dad a shirt.
I got local pickup, and can I click and collect? Yes, you can.
You can click and collect.
I mean, it's business, so we can.
And business is a booming.
Oh yeah, we can drop off. We'll see what happens. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thanks
Smith
again.
hasn't added the tick function yet.
No.
Put the shirt on tick.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's happening though.
Yeah.
I know. We're going to do Afterpay.
Yeah, we got a bruiser in. We'll send Trent to fucking
Throw it.
kneecap you. If you don't
Trent
pay
rides
up.
a push bike down the road. He just on his paper route. He's got to make that schmeckle money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, we are talking tonight. Let's talk about the show. Let's start the show.
Yeah.
Let's start the show.
All right.
We are talking aliens again. Fuck. Feels like
Surprise.
yesterday. Surprise. Little green men back again.
I don't know if you guys saw the trailer today, but fuck, man. Billy sent it to me earlier and had me dying. So funny. If you haven't checked it out,
It's on the Instagram.
yeah, it's on the Instagram or Facebook.
I'm
Go
getting
on,
so
go and
much
look.
better at
You
it
are,
too.
man.
I'm getting
So funny. I haven't even spoken to you about it yet, but fuck, I was dying. I
Yeah.
reckon I watched it about 10 times.
Did you see your face flash up for a
I
second?
did see that. Yeah, it wasn't that subtle. It was a good second that it was up there.
That's what we in the biz called the rewatch. So you watch it again, get them views up.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
easy Instagram can fucking. Oh, thank you so
yeah.
much, Aziz
yeah,
Raccoon.
4 months.
4 months. Saying it again. Don't know what I'm going to be doing in 4 months. This will become a fart podcast. Did you watch last night? Gets me every time. But yeah, we're doing UFO stuff. Since the last UFO one we've done, there was a release by the Pentagon, I think.
Yes, another one.
Another one.
Another one. So this one is really cool. It's so it's from like a Navy submarine. And if you listen closely, you can actually hear the dudes from the Navy chatting about it. And like when it eventually goes into the water and you can see the splash from it, and you even hear them kind of freaking out about it. So it's really fucking cool. But check this out.
Took off, booking it.
Cock Daddy.
Thank you, Big Cock Daddy.
Have you seen this one, Billy?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't heard any of the audio though. So is this the video that the Pentagon released?
I believe so. Because I know that they released a few. But yeah, this is where it gets ready to plop.
Have a quick dip.
Whoa, it's getting close. Yeah, we have 31 knots sustained wind, topside, gust of
I reckon
See that?
Splashed. Mark bearing and range.
I reckon the Pentagon should get me on
a true unknown,
Yeah.
which is
to make their
say,
videos because I could do better than record off the
control,
fucking screen.
machinery that is not understood to be in the possession of the United States, China, or
Old
Russia,
mate on the left.
which are the most,
Tucker,
three
he's
most
such a
advanced
dickhead.
He's frozen.
countries in terms of military aviation. The Pentagon itself has admitted this continuing trend of truly unexplained things coming into the public consciousness more than they have before.
Hey,
On
there
your
you go.
Tom Rogan.
But it's pretty funny actually because I was just looking at his face going, you know, what a dweeb. But when I noticed during our interviews, that's our face. You know, we're just staring there. You guys will see because we have 2 interesting ones for you today. One, there was a UFO super close to this guy. Like it was basically following him and his girlfriend on a golf course. Surprise,
Golf
surprise. If
course.
you've watched any of our other UFO interviews,
Golf courses, don't go.
something about it.
Holy moly, don't go.
And then the next one after that, we interview a dude who claims that he was actually held by, it moved his head, a UFO. Not a UFO, an alien.
An alien touched him. So that story is pretty wild. And also, classic segment, Webworms is coming back. This is the most research I've done on this one. It is very gross, and it's bodily fluids are involved. It is fucking awesome. Can't wait to show you guys what I get up to. Because I had this one in the bag a while ago, and I said, Smiz, I've got a Webworms. Let me fucking go, baby. Let daddy go. And he's just like, yeah, you can do it.
Let daddy go.
Daddy's going to the garage. They go make his movies. Don't ever knock on the door when Daddy's making his movies, all right? So, guys, here's the first interview. It goes for a little bit, but I'm telling you, stick around because the Webworms is really good. It's I hope none of you have seen what this is. I've done a bit of research, and then after that, we've got, another interview. That is really good.
Yeah, I think you guys will have a...
Yeah, you will love that one.
some good parts on it.
Yeah, there's some really funny parts on it. And then fake news, and then fucking that's your day.
Yeah.
That's your Sunday.
And we'll kiss you again.
See you in the next one. Don't know where we'll be at.
Yeah.
But
Another
yeah.
dungeon, I reckon.
Yeah, another dungeon. Maybe fit an actual fucking couch in it. All right, let's go. Roll the clip.
Guys.
Roll the clip. Get that up, Smizzy.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Today we are with Robert. So he is based in Australia, and he has a really cool UFO story. And just in general, he's a real cool guy.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to chatting with him. But yeah, do you want to introduce yourself there, Rob?
Oh, thanks, Jesse. I appreciate telling my story to you and whoever's out there. My name's Robert Falovic. My experiences were begun back in the 90s, in the mid-90s, but they were preceded by some time up in the hills, in the mountains of Melbourne, where I didn't do a lot of socialising, and I was in a kind of a personal journey, which when I looked back after my experiences were really important to that led up to the experiences. And I think that's a classic part of it. Getting to find your own space before you're going to see through the veil kind of thing. And it was a bit like that. I'd say maybe, it had that kind of complexion to it when I looked back after it all. But it all begun, the actual experience began on a weekend night around about 1 o'clock, where me and my partner decided, well, we're living up in the hills, so, we were surrounded by wonderful walks and fresh. It was a winter time, so it was kind of like going from a warm house to the fresh outdoors, but you just keep pumping the blood through your veins and you start to really enjoy the experience, and it's actually really refreshing and invigorating for your mind and your body. So that's what we were doing. We decided to go for a walk to a golf course, which was completely abandoned, deserted, and it was all ours. I remember the both of us were walking along, and I was about to light up a cigarette, and I noticed something over in the distant mountains, which were where we were on the golf course. We could see literally 40 kilometres across to another part of the Great Dividing Range. I think Mount around about Warburton and those sorts of places where the mountains are there. And we were in Alinda, with this strange light, which was tiny. It was so far away. It felt like I was looking at something at about somewhere between 25 and 40 kilometers away. But it was noticeable. It was a tiny, tiny little light. And what was strange about it was that it was going up and down, and the light looked like it stopped halfway down, like it would go down to the bottom and then it would come back up, and then it'd only go halfway down. And I thought, well, how can they make light do that? How can light go all the way down to the ground, but then stop midway down? That didn't make sense. And I was going, hang on, that's... my partner, who sort of, I rambled on a bit, and she probably didn't really listen to what I was saying. And so we kept walking, and within about 2 to 3 steps of gazing at this light that was 35 to 40 kilometers away, this light was suddenly 200 meters away from us, coming straight towards us.
Far out.
Now you've got to remember, there's no lights, completely dark, completely black for possibly tens of kilometers all around us. This is not a built-up area.
Yeah.
And possibly, perhaps, the spark from my lighter was what
maybe brought it to you.
Yeah.
Or perhaps something else. Maybe we were thinking about it. I don't know. It was just strange.
So what color was this light? So was it just like a normal, just like a white light, or was it a different color?
When I was looking at it, when it was miles away, it was just a white light. Yes, it was a rich white light. That was the other thing. It had a quality about it that didn't look like any other kind of light I've ever seen. And it was tiny. It was like, when I was looking at it, this tiny little light. And I think that's what made it so fascinating, because look, there's this tiny little light on the horizon.
And so when it got when it got a bit closer, so you said it was like a couple Ks away, and then it got 200 meters. Was it getting bigger, or was it like keeping the same sort of size?
Oh, it certainly got bigger.
Yeah, it got real big.
Yes, it was coming straight towards us. and this tiny little, pixie light that was just so cute suddenly looked like a helicopter coming straight towards us. And, the first thing my partner thought was, oh, it's the cops. And it's a helicopter and they've come for us. We're going to get arrested, So she bolted off. She bolted off towards this big radiata pine tree that was, maybe 50 meters away, run back that way. I wasn't scared. I was watching this thing coming towards me, and I saw her run off. And, so I sort of just, while I was watching this thing coming towards us, ambled back to the tree where she was. But this thing beat me to the tree. So I was walking towards the tree where my partner had gone to hide, and this thing was sitting above the tree.
Wow.
So how high above it was it?
Oh, possibly about half the size of the tree above it. So maybe
so
so
it's
the
pretty
whole
close.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was real close. It was real close. Believe me, when you tell us the story, you'll know.
Yeah, sorry.
No, please ask me any questions that seems like, anything I might not fill in.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I walk back and I've got this weird feeling like I'm watching this thing, and as I'm getting closer to it, I'm noticing that all the hair on my body, every hair that I didn't know I had, was sticking up.
Almost like static.
And absolutely.
Yeah.
And my partner's hair, she was walking back and forth because she was in a panic mode. She was completely panicked. She didn't know. She didn't know what was going on. She'd had some previous kind of frightening stuff happen in her life. So she was just a natural panic merchant. And I could see her as I walked towards a tree with this thing above it. I was totally at ease. I felt totally at ease. There was no stress. I had no stress at all, except I was trying to figure out why I was feeling so, sort of prickly or something.
Yeah.
And I was walking towards it, and I knew it was there, and I was consciously going, I was consciously trying to calm myself down because I thought, well, you know, this is amazing. What's going on? Let's look. What's going on with her? So I went over, and she was literally. This is the strangest thing that happened. She was walking back and forth like a doll. She was just like a doll with her hair sticking up.
Oh, wow.
Because she had long red hair. Her hair was sticking up, you know, fine parts were sticking up. And they had put a strobe on. Whatever this thing was, it was a strobe.
Oh,
So
what?
suddenly it went, and the light went like that, right? And I walked under the tree where she was, and I sort of went to stop her doing it. And then the next thing I know, she's sitting down at the base of the tree, covering her hair, like her head. She didn't want to see, didn't want to know. So but part of me was worrying about her. So, you know, I was kind of distracted. So she was holding her head down, and she'd really got into fetal position. So you didn't want to know. So, you know, I sort of felt, okay, all right, well, she's sort of safe. So I could have a look at this thing. So kind of, we're under this pine tree, and there's this massive light coming through all the pine needles and hitting us. Like we're bathed in this amazing white light. Wow. This is after the strobe effect that happened as I was walking towards it. And we got in, and I tried to stop her. She went and sat down at the base of the tree, covering herself over, not saying anything. And I decided at that moment to step back outside of the canopy of the tree and have a look at what this thing was above it. Because when I was walking towards it, I still hadn't made up my mind whether it was a helicopter or not. But, you know, I soon realized it wasn't, because it was dead quiet. You know, there was not a sound except the sound of the wind going through the needles of the pines. It was beautiful, soft sound of the wind. No sound of this thing sitting above the tree.
So was it casting a massive light above you? So, like, you know, like when you put a light vertically down on the ground, it, like, bellows out kind of thing? Was it like
floodlight?
Yeah, like a floodlight. Yeah,
floodlight on me and her, and really bright light that was just so alive. The light, it was, I've never been in a light like that. It was a really amazing feeling. And again, I'm processing this stuff coming from, you know, I've always had an interest in the paranormal, but I'd never, ever entertained the notion that UFOs or flying saucers or anything like that was a real thing. I always thought it was just a Hollywood thing. And I was ensconced in reading about mystical stuff and occult literature and those sorts of things and philosophy, but had never really gotten into, you know, that kind of stuff. That was all boyhood stuff, you know, watching sci-fi things from the 50s and 60s, and I loved that stuff. But, you know, I knew what it was. It was Hollywood, you know, it was imagination. So this was processing, big time processing for me, and saying, hang on, these things are real, and you know, and coming to terms with that. So, you know, part of me was really excited. There was no fear. I don't remember any fear whatsoever. There was just excitement, but processing and realizing that we've been lied to, because here it is. And so what's going on? Who's been lying to me? You know, it's that real kind of almost an anger. And anyway, I was watching this thing and I stepped back, and this is the amazing thing. I look at this thing as my hair's sticking up, and this thing that looked like it was like a diamond-shaped metal thing, metal craft, about the size of a bus. And underneath this diamond-shaped metal geometric shape, there were these big giant balls, like maybe 8 or 9 or 10 of them underneath this thing. So it wasn't a saucer. This was a diamond-shaped metal craft with a kind of canopy over the top and these big balls underneath it, like massive, giant. They're like those beach balls that people used to take to the beach, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
So
about
like
10 of them ringed underneath this.
Like an exercise ball kind of size, do you reckon? Or
yeah,
bit bigger than that?
Well, you know, if I kind of went like that, you know, and got my hands,
Oh, so
That's
it's
like huge,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's real
that's
big.
pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
each one of them was a different color,
Oh wow.
and they sequence. The colors would sequence, so they go. Brrr, there'd be yellow, green, red. You know, and so and I have to say, it looked like something out of Luna Park. It looked so 50s. I could not believe it.
Wow.
That was another thing that threw me. It just looked so weird. And then while I was looking at it, the shape of the metal shape seemed to kind of go. It seemed to breathe. It wasn't stuck in one rigid shape. It would go round. It would go back like this. It had incredible properties that allowed the metal to change shape.
Yeah, maybe like almost like the balls under it kind of help it to like, you know, move, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And all the while this light came down on us, right? So I had to step outside of the light thing to see the dark parts of it, because the light was on my partner, who was on the trunk of the tree, bottom of the tree. So I'd stepped out of that. So I went to one side of this thing, and I remember having to like you know, kind of get my eyes and see how to kind of settle them, because it moved my eyes around. Just looking at it made it hard to look at it. It's like there's this sort of force field around it, so you can't actually
get
look
a proper,
at it properly.
yeah,
proper look at it, just only for a split second, and then it changes again. And this was going on, and it was like wreaking havoc in my rational mind. I couldn't figure out what this was.
That's gnarly.
It was so full on. And I've got to remember, it was like 1 o'clock on a Saturday night on this deserted golf course up in the hills, which is already kind of deserted. No one in the hills.
Yeah, it's just big bushland out there.
They're all asleep, or they're in beds, or you know, they're not in backyards. They're inside, keeping warm in winter. So sort of felt a little bit, you know, exposed and a bit worried about that, but not fear. It was just wonder. And
sorry, bud. So with the lights, you know, you're saying it was changing color. Would you say it was like, say if it's on a triangle like that, and then say the point of the triangle was like a red color or whatever, when it was doing the laps, would that always be red? Like, you know, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're saying they were changing color and it was going around. Would say the very tip of it, instead of like not being just like red, it would go blue and yellow or whatever. So they all changed. They all did every color each.
Yes.
So it's like an LED kind of thing that it wasn't
you couldn't get anything uniform. Everything was everything that I experienced was challenging any kind of pattern that I would assume being a human. You know?
You're trying to make
basically. You know, I've heard it said a term that's high strangeness. Absolutely, what happened to me was high strangeness, and it goes on. And the high strangeness was kind of exacerbated by the stuff that I was reading at the time, which is full on stuff, you know, philosophical stuff. You read that stuff, it's real personal depth to it. So you're preparing yourself for an experience that challenges everything you've ever seen, you know. So
you got a kind of a reference for it. Yeah, you got a reference. Like, where's your partner? I don't know if she was into that kind of stuff. It doesn't seem like she was.
No, she's not into that at all. No, not at all. And she lived in denial about this whole experience to a point. And then one day she did admit that it was weird. She thought about it wasn't. And all of my efforts post this experience to tell her about all the things I'd dug up and all the information I'd found out from various sources about this phenomenon. She'd always poo-poo it and say, "Oh yeah, but you know, we were like this, and you know, it was late at night, and you know." But like, I was the one who saw her at the base of this tree, freaking out.
But fair
and
enough.
The very last thing she said to me before we finished the experience and this thing flew off, the very last thing, she ran up to me and grabbed me in the solar plexus and said, "We've got to get out of here. This is really bad." That's the very last thing she said to me. So I said, "Okay, all right." And as I was backing off, still looking at this thing, it just gently went zoom, and it was gone over the horizon.
Wow. So
and
how,
it did this little rock before it went forward. It was this little fat
that's
rock.
cool.
Like they stalled it.
Yeah. So that was that sort of Luna Park quality of it. It wouldn't sort of sit there like that. It was like this sort of
kind of rocking.
a bit jerky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. When I decided to look at it, to really look at it, I felt like I had 10, 15 minutes looking at it.
Yeah.
And there's some weird stuff happening. But anyway, the first bit I did, I went to the right-hand side of the tree and I looked at it this side, and this thing, this bus-sized metal craft sitting above, dead quiet, with no exhaust or fire or anything to, for me to rationally see that it was some vehicle, tips that way. So it was sort of sitting like that, and it tipped its side towards where I had gone on that side of the tree.
Like it was aware.
It was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just tipped its wing like that. So I ran to the other side straight away. First thing I thought, I'll run to the other side. It did the same thing. And that's when it got strange for me, because I remember then I felt like I had to close my eyes because it was like all too much or something. It was just all too much. And I had to close my eyes. And when I closed my eyes, something happened. I don't know what it was, but I remember when I kind of came out of it, she ran towards me and said, "This is really bad. We've got to get out of here," and pushed me, And I was walking back, watching this thing, and it just went, whoop, shh.
Wow.
So
Oh,
this
well,
experience.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, maybe, you know how you kind of were feeling like weird, like that you couldn't look. Maybe that's what she was feeling as well. Maybe it kind of gave off like this, I don't know, like energy to make you kind of feel, I don't know, just like, to keep your eyes off it or something like that.
Yeah, look, there was a way I had to explain it to other people when I told them the story. I'd say it was like this. So when I closed my eyes, I visualized something then, and I don't know what. All I can remember is when I explain it to people, what I do is I say, close your eyes, and when I tap you, open them. And so I'd go right up to them like that, and I'd tap them, now open your eyes, and my eyes would be, that's what happened to me.
Wow.
Something got that close to me, it looked into my eyes, and then it all stopped and I woke up.
Did it look like a human eye?
I have no visual idea of what happened, except that I know I felt like I was communicated to.
Wow. Amazing.
In a telepathic way, not in a visual way. It was something else, and that's where the story keeps going. And so this is like it's a double part to this story.
Yep.
Because I fell asleep. I literally, I'll tell you the end of the weekend. On the Monday morning, there was reports of lights.
Oh wow!
And on the Sunday, friends of ours were hitchhiking up the hills and said, "You wouldn't believe what we saw." So all over the weekend, there was stuff going on up there where people were, but then after that, after having told a few friends, how old was I? 30-something, 35, something. It was 95. I remember the year. So I would have been, I don't know, somewhere there, 30-something. And after trying to tell a few people about this, it was becoming evident that people thought, you're crazy, or they look away when you're telling, or they wouldn't look you in the. You could just tell all the subtleties of people's behaviour, people that you knew, your family, the people that you'd never lie to. You'd never tell them a story that wasn't true. Because you respected them, and you would expect they respected you. And here they were, they'd look at each other and smirk, all this sort of stuff, this really, it's just sort of proved to me how conditioned we are, and how far away we are from our real centers, and we don't know our own fucking truths, because, you know, I was telling the truth totally, and I realized there's no point. So within a couple of weeks, I'd stopped telling anyone about it, and I literally kind of went to sleep in me. I totally forgot about it. I literally forgot about it. And then 10 years later, I wasn't with my partner anymore. It was a different thing. I was living at my mum's. I went to the library and I got this book about the Rendlesham Forest incident. I don't know if you've ever heard about this one in England. It's a fairly famous one where, you know, the observations were all done by military people. So
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
that's like the light
one
on the field or something like that, and then they kind of drove up to it.
Yeah, and they all got very close to this thing. The book I read was The Cover-Up. It was about the cover-up, not the actual experience. And at the very end, it was a lawyer, an American lawyer, who was looking at this whole case, saying, "Look, the military have covered this up. This is wrong." You know? So she dug at the end of the book, in the very last couple of pages, there's a diagram that one of the general's kids or family member or someone did of the craft, and it was exactly the same as the one that I saw.
Oh,
and
cool!
Bingo! It woke up. You know, this is 10 years later. I woke up, and it was like, wow! And I remember from that moment on, I just dug into any kind of information that I could find out about my experience, and there you go. Almost all of the things that I found were relevant. Even the CGI stuff, it was all relevant because people were creating, you know, these visual facsimiles of my experience. And not only that, all the different things on YouTube and, you know, on different programs where they'd interview people, and this is before the internet as well, they'd all say the same things. It was like it was scripted. There was no sound. You know, exactly what I was saying to all of my friends. There was no sound and all the same things. So I realized there's this code going on between all these disparate people in all these parts of the world, all saying the same thing, but they're not connected. They don't even know they're saying the same thing. So it's like a brilliant, you know, it's like a brilliant kind of a play that's been written with everyone taking part in it, and so it was so obviously real because of that.
Yeah. Well, what got me when you mentioned the story were, like, we've had a few guests come on, all from America, like with UFO stories. They're pretty much exactly the same thing. Like they've all described the same kind of shaped craft,
light patterns.
Yeah, light patterns. And the weird thing is, two of the people that brought up stories were all around golf courses.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
There
They've all been around golf course. Like last three have been around golf course.
I'm not even kidding, man. We'll send you a link to that because it's unreal.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the golf course part. Yeah, I brought it up last time. Yeah, don't play golf.
Well, you know, golf is a very universal game. You know, it's all over the world. Every culture loves it. It's all spherical. It's all about the sphere. You know, you're hitting a round sphere to get into a round hole. You know, it's all well, the way it travels through the air is you know, it's an amazing feat, really, the way they design little golf. The whole thing's pretty scientific and wonderful.
With what you were saying before too, there was a guy that he wanted to debunk all UFO stuff. I don't know the guy. Do you know the guy's name, Snooze?
No, I'm not so sure.
So it was pretty early on. Like he goes, he got funded. He goes, I'm going to go write this book and go around the world and talk to people that have had encounters with UFOs. But then he didn't write the book because what happened was you'd go to China and go to India and you go all these places and their stories were sounding the same. And they all had similar experiences. He goes, there's no way that they could communicate at this moment in time and corroborate on a story. Like they had no clue how to, you know, this is ages ago. And he goes, he kind of become a believer trying to debunk the whole thing. And he was just like, well, I don't know what to say because everybody's had the same story.
It doesn't add up to
weird, man.
hoax.
It's
You
very
can't
weird,
hoax
yeah.
like that. It just doesn't make sense. And anyway, people are essentially, I like to think people are essentially 95% trustworthy, most people. And
Yeah.
I'd say 90% of people are, really. Because people are, us humans, we may be brittle, we may be, egotistical and all, but we know what we know, and we don't bullshit it. And and if people have if a human has a real experience, they'll be telling the truth about it because it's touched them, and it comes from inside. And I think that's what I made me react to not telling people about it, was because it seemed to be. I wasn't getting any truth back.
Yeah.
I was given my truth, but no one was giving me any back. They didn't believe me.
But did you ever find someone that was like, "Hey, I had something similar happen to you"? And
Eventually I did.
A bonding kind of experience.
Yeah, and it was someone that I hadn't seen for 20 years. So it happened in the time that my thing happened, and we'd been apart for 20 years. So when I talked to him again, he had some pretty full. I don't even know whether I could talk about it.
Yeah, all good.
Well, maybe you can put him on.
Yeah, put him on to us. We'll see if we can get him to talk.
Well, yeah, you'd have to be prepared to not censor it because
You got to listen to us. We
don't
swear like pirates.
We swear like pirates.
Oh, okay.
We'll say anything he wants.
I can say that this guy was one of the possibly one of the few people, but he had an alien lover.
Oh,
yeah,
cool. Yes, please.
But no names. No names.
No.
Did he get it in? Did he get it?
He got it injured. He
was
injured.
Oh,
yes.
no, I want to hear about this. Does he have a preference?
Process.
Could you tell us if he has a preference? If he had like a smorgasbord, he goes, I can either go Earth. Yeah, that intergalactic.
I do believe him.
Slime.
I do believe him, though. I couldn't really comment on it. It was just, when he told me, I was really blown out. But then when I thought about my experiences, they were like, it's like I was in a science fiction movie, to be honest. And I really mean that in the true, honest, possible way of looking at it. It was sci-fi. It was sci-fi in my own life, and it is now. And ever since, I'm still living this science fiction world. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so it carries on. So I wake up. So I start researching again and going, after I got this book home, the Rendlesham, I was looking for anything. But, a lot of it was just like, they're not talking about what's the agenda? What is going on?
Yeah.
So I ended up finding out that abduction cases were where the action was, rather than, seeing things in the sky and flying. It was what was happening to people and their stories, because that's what mine was, So I really looked into that. I really looked into anything where I read anything about people's experiences in abduction cases or having been, and some amazing stuff out there, most of which I believe, having had my experiences, even the hoaxes seemed interesting because they're actually trying to make something. They've never had the experience, but they're making it happen, and they're so close to it. But of course, they're doing it by listening to other people's stories, like mine, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So so there was that whole thing. The John Mack, the guy who, hypnotizes people and takes them back to and he's pure science guy. He said, look, it might be all about science, but there's something definitely happening here. These people really mean it. So he's one of the first people, who kind of started to disclose stuff to the mainstream world, and he got punished for it as an academic. But anyway, so this happened, and then where I was living, I moved out of that place, and found myself with another partner, and I was living in another part of the hills, but in a different neck of the woods, so to speak. And one day I was in a little town in this part of the hills. I won't give names because I don't want people to think, you know, they had to go to these places to see this stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
but let's just say in the hills in Victoria, out of Melbourne, and this town, it was like 2 or 3 days that I had business to do in this little town, and then there was like, you know, a 30-kilometre drive back to my place, or a 30-kilometre or a 10-kilometre drive to another place further down the line a bit. And I was doing stuff. Can't really remember what I was doing. It was these 3 days I was in this town, this little town outside of the hills, or within the hills, but sort of just on the outskirts of it, on the foothills. And I noticed there was all this chemtrail stuff happening, just lines going across for like 2 days, because I was driving into this place and back, and I was noticing, geez, there's a lot of really full-on low chemtrails that were hanging there all day long. They were there for 6 hours, these things, big long ones that went way past the horizon wherever you were. So I got into this town and I was thinking, shit. Then the next day, I swear, what I saw was just amazing. I was talking to this guy in the town, and these chemtrails were there, and I was saying, what's going on? And I'm so certain that I saw what looked like to be like a 747 straight up like that, going straight up with chemtrails coming out there. And this is like on the second day of noticing all this activity in the sky. And, you know, my mind was peaked already. And then on the third day, I was coming back from further down the line, back to this town, and then going to head off back to my place. Just before I got into this town, up above this town, there was this sphere, which was, it was shaped like, it was round down the bottom, slightly pointed, went round, and then it had this little kind of, I don't know, it was like this sort of, anyway, it was just the most amazing metallic looking sphere with the sun hitting just the very edges of it. So the whole inside of it was cloaked. All you could see was the edges of it. And this thing, which was massive, I could not tell whether it was, you know, 300 meters and just above the town, or 30 kilometers away and like 10 miles big. It was, there was no way of telling how big this thing was. But all I remember was just like feeling this incredible awe of how supreme this thing was that was in front of me, and how beautiful it was. It was the most beautiful looking thing I've ever seen. It was just beyond words. It was like a satin edge shining in the sun. You could see right through, and it was just sky in the middle of it. But its telltale edge was there, and it just drifted across the top of this town. I stopped my car, walked out, nearly got run over, and walked into the middle of a road, a fairly busy road, and just pointed at this thing and watched it. It took about, like, you know, I don't know, half a minute to a minute to drift across the top of this town. And there was people walking past. No one noticed me. I was pointing at this thing, and the cars were going past. And I'm looking at this thing and pointing it and going, because I could not believe what I was seeing. This is in, you know, there's trees everywhere in this town. As you enter into the town, there's trees everywhere. So it was on top of a hill. The trees were a little bit lower at this point, so we could see a big sky. And this thing just drifted across this big sky. And it was literally, it felt like it was doing it for me, because no one else seemed to take any notice of it. And like, I'm talking cars. No one got out of their car to look at this thing. No one was interested in it. But I was standing in the middle of a road pointing at this thing. And it was massive. It was just, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And I remember just feeling like so excited about that when I saw it. And when it had gone, I got in the car and I drove home, tried to tell, and it was just like I immediately knew that was for me. That was for me. That was to that was the thing after I'd woken up. For me, it gave me the reason to feel good about waking up to my first experience. You know?
Yeah,
and
That's awesome.
and those two experiences just did it for me. And from then on, I was able to kind of, I know it sounds weird, but I was able to take photos of them. And I've got a whole lot of photos
Oh, please.
in various places. I was trying to get them up before you guys came on today, but I have huge problems with an app called Photo, which was placed in my computer after I, for some reason, we got a new a processor, and it wouldn't process iPhoto. So I was given Photo, which apparently is a really bad thing to put your videos and photos in. And so, you know, I'm in the process of getting that sorted out with a tech guy I know, and he's having trouble with it. So we're trying to figure out how to get my computer.
Yeah, hope's not lost though. We can. It's still,
yeah. If you ever get it, like, please send them through.
Well, my son's a coder, and he's really good with all of this stuff, and he's busy. He works for companies. He's always busy, and he said, you can never lose this stuff. You always get it. So I'm pretty sure I'll get it at some point, and which I'm happy to share it with you.
I can't
that'd
wait.
be great.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
And it keeps happening. I mean, I take shots, and I'm always getting stuff.
No, you gotta be
Without
looking
even
for it.
trying.
Yeah, you got to
A
be
lot of
looking
it's
for it.
a lot of it's just taking random shots and then looking back and going, oh, you know, it's not like, oh, there it is. I take it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling I get. So I start taking randoms, and then something appears in it. One of the best ones I've got is just a picture of a blackbird sitting on my fence. That one day I just thought, got my camera. It was a stormy day. You know, weather sort of gets me going. Whenever there's stormy stuff, I go out there and take my camera, because I just love pictures of storms anyway. And I take this picture of a blackbird sitting on it looked really weird, sitting on my fence. A great little picture of the blackbird, and I'm looking at it, and then as I do, I enlarge it. And right behind the blackbird, there's this metallic little craft just sitting there behind its head.
Oh, come on, man.
And it's way in the background, you know.
You got to get me this photo.
Yes. And they're in this here Mac. Just got to figure out with my tech guy how to get them out.
Yeah. Sweet.
You know, like I said, I'm only well versed with GarageBand and the things that I'm interested in, music and taking videos. I'm really not good. So no alien experiences, no greys or anything like that, but definitely incredible craft, very close up.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, that's unreal. That's
nice,
probably like my favorite UFO stuff.
Yeah. It's it's different.
Yeah, well,
no, it's awesome.
Maybe you've seen the older versions of the crafts, because these other crafts were like, well, gone by timelines like 10 years later from what you were saying. So you've seen it in like the 90s. These guys seen it in like 2010, stuff like that. So they might have got they might have updated it.
Does the vision use your own imagination to create itself? Nevertheless, they are a real phenomena. We see them. We are sensing the psychological experience in 100%. I remember the even had a smell. I remember the feeling of my hair standing up. I remember
that's the cool part.
Not being able to see it properly. All of these psychological things that I was going through, and also the being able to trace back to my childhood and all this stuff. It was like my third eye opened up. Everything became easier to deal with in the whole history of my life. It all made sense. Everything that led up to it made sense. It's just uncanny.
Oh man, that's amazing, dude.
That was good.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That was
I know. I just know our viewers will love it.
Yeah, they're gonna love it.
I think everyone's able to have the experience. Everyone. It's just about not being afraid to be alone.
Yeah.
And getting in touch.
I'm the opposite. I'm afraid if there was nothing out there. I go, this can't just be it. We need some more.
Exactly. Is that all there is? Like that old song.
Is that all there is? Is that all there is?
I can tell you, it's not all there is. There's deeper realms, and you know, and opened up to other things as well. I had had experiences with the paranormal before this, very strong ones, and so it was weird, but it all made sense. It didn't feel alien to me. It felt like, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, there's an old saying that I've read it somewhere where they say, we always knew they were real as kids, you know.
Yeah.
That sort of made sense to me, you know. Maybe I did as a kid actually know that they were real. Because kids are closer to it, I think, you know. I think kids are geniuses, and we turn them into adults.
It's like locked box.
They're genius.
Yeah.
You know, so kids give us the pure thing. And I think when I was a kid, I think I really did believe that there was this magic.
Yeah, well, because it's like it's limitless. Anything's possible when you're a kid. You know, you'll believe a lot more, and then you get a bit older, and people are like, you know, you get scrutinized. It becomes like you're saying when you're talking to you conform. Like you talk to you stop talking to your mates about it because they're just like, I'll go. You know, this guy's on drugs. Well,
society is passive aggressive. You know.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's telling you.
Well, it's the exact reason. The exact reason you stop telling the stories because you're like, oh, well, these people don't care. You know what I mean? Like
they don't. No, and they're not seeing the authentic part of me. You know.
Yeah.
That I would never lie to them. I'd never make up anything to shit them or to trick them. I mean, what that would do nothing for me.
Yeah.
But to tell them the truth about something that I thought they need to know. They need to know that, you know. So, like I'm telling you guys, you know, you're not incredulous. You're actually giving me the space to do. I really appreciate it too. By the way,
we appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Legit, if you do get these photos, if you crack open that laptop and they fall out, let us know because there's no time limit on this.
And you know what? I was going to say, I think we want to have you back for your paranormal stories too, for another episode.
Oh yes. Well, they're very. I will tell you one. It's pretty gruesome, but I'll tell you it anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
I won't give any names, but back in the 80s, I was in West Australia, and a friend of ours. I was in a band, and I was with a friend from Melbourne who was in the band with me, and I think it was around Christmas time, and we had a real bare ass Christmas where we had no money, and you know we were just going to lock up and fuck the world because we've got is a can of baked beans or something. But we were all right, we were fine. But then these friends of his came over to Perth just before a trip overseas that they were going on. So they came and stayed with us for a couple of two women. One of them was my friend's girlfriend and her friend. And they came and stayed overnight, and then the next day they went to Bali and disappeared in Indonesia somewhere. And it was 2 days later, and it was on Christmas morning, I think, Christmas Day. Yeah. And there was a report on the news of a triple murder in Melbourne. And we were watching the news, and my mate Frank goes, I won't say her name, that's her place. That's the address. That's the girl who just stayed with us, her family.
Oh, wow.
She just, So Interpol was contacted to get in touch, and all that played out. And she came back to Melbourne after they found her, and it was a tragic, awful thing. And we were all good friends. And so not that long after the band that I was with came and toured Melbourne, we were Melbourne boys, but we were living in Perth.
Yeah.
And we got this band together in Perth with Melbourne boys and went back to Melbourne. So we went back, and this person kindly let us stay at her place, which was a beautiful place in Surrey Hills. Look, I'm starting to feel I'm not sure whether I should be. Anyway, I'll carry on. Yeah, so we were staying there, and I think it was 6 weeks or something, or 3 weeks. I can't remember, but it was a tour to Sydney and Melbourne And while we were in Melbourne, we stayed at this beautiful place, which was just a wonderful place. And she was a wonderful host. Anyway, some point later on in the time that we were staying there, I came back later, and all of the places that people were staying were all used up. So there was only, I had to find somewhere else to sleep. So I looked through on the other side of the house where there wasn't much traffic, and there was a room there, a little nondescript room with a bed in it. And I thought, oh, perfect. Jumped in, happy as I had a really good night. I was lying in bed, feeling the most happy thoughts and being so glad to be here and, you know, staying at this place. And then something came into the room that was just broken and just the most awful tragedy, and kind of entered into my body, came through the window and entered into my body and just twisted up my spine. It just went into me. And the dog of the house that had been a witness to this whole thing that had happened burst into the room and jumped on top of I was lying in bed, and just jumped on top of him, put his paws on around both sides of my throat, and just face right into my face like that. And this thing that came into me was kind of pleading and crying, and it just hit me, and this dog jumped on me all in a split second. It was just the most amazing experience. And then I don't think I slept for another 3 or 4 nights. I could not sleep. I was completely wound up. Something had come into me that, you know, that's trying to describe it, but a woman that was crying and pleading for her life.
That's enough.
Yeah. And the dog came to me to protect me or something. And that's why I think, you know, that dogs are really special creatures, even philosophically, symbolically, very protective of, you know, a protective symbol for humans and gods and demons, whatever.
Yeah, hellhounds.
But this dog was right in my face, on top of me, an Alsatian, big Alsatian.
Big dog, yeah.
Yes, and it was just full on. And this thing, it somehow absorbed it. I somehow absorbed this thing and survived it. But it took, on the 4th night when I couldn't sleep, my friends all gathered around and took me to a bar, and I drank all kinds of liquor, and that put me to sleep that night. That was the first night I slept. I was so wound up from this thing. So yeah, I think I'm a fairly sensitive person. I pick up stuff, and I've always been like that. But yeah, there's a bunch of experiences that I've had that have opened me up, and I think everyone has that. You know, if you don't know something, doesn't mean that it's not a real thing. So if you can at least just to be guided by that kind of process in your mind. Let's face it, we don't know all of it. That's why there are psychologists is there to help people understand their own mind. And but it's all written. All the stuff's written. I mean, it's part of the human experience. So it's all. If we want to find out about this stuff, we can. We've got words. Words are what we've got. So you know, it's how we understand and use words. That's why, you know, take care with how you use words, and take care of what stories you know, and by all means, you know, try to see that people are telling the truth, and not debunk, not think you have to debunk things, because, you know, only people who have got the, you know, the most shallowest idea of experience would want to hoax you, and you know, people are deeper than that. People have real human experiences that are sad and real, and life isn't always easy, and they're not going to lie to you. And the people that have these experiences come from all sides of life. So, I just think, there's an integrity you can have with the whole experience, and you can pass that on to other people. It's about getting people together. We are seeing these craft because we have become so separate from ourselves. We've got to actually unify. That is what these experiences are going to do. They're bringing us together because we're all going to face something that we didn't know, and that's just rare, and it's going to become more common, and it's becoming more common.
It is, yeah. These shows making it more common.
This show's great.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, that's what we want to do. We don't want to push anybody away. We're open-minded. We're like, yeah, please, come on and
share your stories.
Share your stories, yeah. Well, like you were saying, golf. All right, guys, what have we learned? Don't go to golf course if you don't want to see an alien. So I'm gonna go hook up an Amstel golf course because I want to see it.
Don't worry about your handicap.
Yeah, that's it. No one's had a golf club or a golf ball. Imagine whacking at that at the force field. Just go ding.
So you get the you get the birdie, the eagle, the albatross, and then you get the UAP.
UFO.
The UFO.
Yeah.
You get the grades.
There'll be a whole new level.
Oh, mate. Well, thank you so much for this. This has been great.
Pleasure.
It's been great. We'll let you know when it's out. We're not sure if it's going to be tomorrow or if it's going to be next week, but it's going to be pretty soon.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm sure you can edit it up whichever way you like. I'm sure it'll be fine. I do ramble on, so you don't have to.
No, mate, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We love it.
It was great, man. Like, yeah, you're a really well-spoken dude. You seem awesome.
Yeah.
We'd love to have a drink with you sometime.
Yeah. We're in your neck of the woods when there's
where are you? Where are you guys?
We're in... We're going to beep that out.
Okay. Yeah, well, I've got a friend in who I record with, so I might get up there at some point.
Come see the studio. Come do an interview.
But yeah, I think I have actually seen this show before. I've touched on it one time in my researches, and I've seen you guys. I don't know when it was. In the last couple of years, is that possible?
Probably the last
this year,
maybe 5 months, probably 4 months. Yeah, that's when we kind of started.
Oh, well, maybe yeah.
Yeah,
we're pumping out a lot of stuff. So,
but yeah, we do it every week, and so that we've got. This is going to be episode 18.
18. This is
fantastic.
I reckon it will be tomorrow. But anyway,
I'm really into it. I love what you're doing. And,
thank you.
And it's got a very good open vibe and it's openness about it that's going to make and break things.
Thank you.
Very kind.
Yeah,
thank you.
You've got that, and I'm really glad.
Thank you, mate. Well, thanks much. We're going to check you down on Countdown. And
Yes.
Yeah. I'll have to give you the title of it.
Please.
I think it's called Stockings, and it'll be Good Luck.
Stockings, Good Luck on
Countdown. And then you'll find some other Stockings things. So there'll be one called Street Talking, where I'm even younger. I'm very young, and I play the guitar. I sing in the Good Luck and play the guitar, but in the other one I'm playing the guitar. And there's some, other kind of celebrities in the band that went into other bands. And so real early days, 79.
79.
That's
We're going to go check it out.
Check it out.
Hell yeah.
Good plug. All right.
So hang on. So Jesse, you Jesse?
Yeah, and that's Billy.
I'm Billy.
Billy. Lovely to meet you guys.
Lovely to meet you too, man. Thanks heaps, man. Keep in touch.
And I'd love to have a beer with you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do it.
Awesome.
Can't wait to do it when this all this comes to a close.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
All right, buddy.
Well, we'll talk to you later.
Cheers, bro.
Okay.
Have a good one, bud.
See you, Jess.
What a sweet guy.
I
love him.
Gentleman.
I love him. I reckon he's fucking awesome.
Do you know what we also love here? We love rock and roll music.
Oh,
hit the clip!
Shit. Yeah, so he was in a decent size, a decent band back in the day, and when I looked him up, I was surprised. They were actually fucking awesome. So here we go. Let's play that. I should have got this up before, but
I don't know why it doesn't just let you go straight to it.
I know, it's weird. But check this out. sick. Got a cool vibe, eh?
Oh yeah.
Sancho, stand-up drummer, I like it.
Yeah, that's it. No seats around here. No visits to the osteo. It's good.
All right. But yeah, go check him out. The Stockings.
The Stockings.
Yeah, he was like right into the early punk scene. So
That was punk.
yeah, it's
That
the
was
beginning
punk?
of punk.
And that was hot.
That is hot.
All right, guys. Well, fucking, I promise you stayed in. Guys, here is probably the grossest Webworms age. Matty Rose.
Oh my lord.
Sitting on beach. Sorry, this is what Smith's got on his screen. But yeah, we are going to do Webworms. All right?
Yeah, I'll get it up. In
He's just getting
a
some
sec.
shit up.
But
Click the photo first, baby boy. That will go down. Yeah.
I'll get the. Oh my god, I think I know what these are now. But yes, here we go,
This
guys.
is a classic.
All right.
Hey, Webworms. He's hurting me. These don't get any easier. I
No.
should probably sort them out. It's just metal into your retina.
Yeah. Jack in the chat, he was actually with me when I bought those. We bought them as a joke because they're crooked and they don't have a nose piece. So we were like, maybe they'll give us a discount on them. So
Did they?
I can't remember. I think we got them for like $3 or something. So it's kind of
$3 well spent. I've got my favorite pair of Spadulas, and the man was like,
Spadulas.
"Yeah, Spadulas, speed dealers." And the guy goes, "They're tiny. They're for little kids." And he's like, "You're not for children." And I'm like, "Yeah." That was his accent. He was full Irish. That's what he sounded like. But we are going to talk about little things called homunculuses.
Ooh.
A homunculus, guys. Smith is going to get a photo up of what a homunculus is. So a homunculus.
All right, here we go.
Here's homunculus. I had to edit it. So is it up?
It should be up, yeah.
A homunculus. Homunculus is Latin for little man. So, aka the Smith dog. And so what they were is they're an artificial life created using unnatural, what's it called? Alchemy magic. So alchemy is like science and magic together. And so what they are, they're a little creation of yourself. So to say fucking Smith's, he's not living the best life. All I would have to do is get a bit of his DNA, and that's not hard.
No, just
Not hard. Just get the
wring out the sock from under my bed.
Wring out the sock under the thing. It's funny you say that because tonight we're going to be talking about that and the juice. So homunculus were made popular in the writings of his name was Papyrus or something like that. Sorry, guys, go check it out. And he claimed in his books that you can make a homunculus in the womb of a horse. Ooh. Also, this was for Trash Boy out there. I don't know this personally, but Full Metal Alchemist. They have homunculuses. There are little kids in it. And it's in modern media. And another band that Smith does not stop fucking playing. They might be giants. Have a song called Homunculus. They do. So, and that's not just this. So, but you're like, oh, cool, little creature story. We are going to go to Russia right now. All right. So what this man did, I don't know if it'll come up, but I've got it all translated. But what this man did in the first video, he decided to make a homunculus. And so what his method was getting a chicken egg, cutting a little hole in it, and then injecting his semen into it. So there's
That's hard.
there's going to be cum on a video for us now. Putting a Band-Aid on it and putting it in a warm, dark spot. And he gave this first one. This is his first trial. 10 days. So Smiz, hit him with the video.
Yeah, right.
This Russian man, his name is Corny, and here we go.
Okay.
Здравствуйте. Сегодня мы поставим с вами эксперимент по созданию гомункула. Гомункул – это искусственное живое существо. Как создать его, написано в трактате средневекового ученого Парацельса. Итак, для этого нам понадобится какая-то емкость. Я взял пластиковую баночку. Вы можете взять стеклянную, любую другую, либо она
He's had it, got a few steamed dimmies in that. He's just washed it out. Basically, human sperm. It is human sperm.
Yeah.
Give it a hot shot.
обычное куриное яйцо.
Vondus, I was expecting an older vid. This is from last week.
So this is what you get down in Russia. This is what I call the mayonnaise Kinder Surprise.
Cadbury cream egg.
So get a little hole in it. Don't crack it. Don't crack it.
От этого ничего не меняется.
Make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. You come in a few.
Достаточно аккуратным. Не следует
Get that
его
going.
делать излишне большим. Чем
I don't know why, but I'm on edge.
меньше оно будет, тем больше
Yeah, because I
шансов
think he's going to distressing. He's going to crack that egg.
необходимый нам процесс
There we go. We're in. We're in.
будет протекать успешно. Еще немного.
Disease Raccoon wants to know, is this a store-bought egg?
I don't know, but I know I did do some research. Some guy, you remember how there was that Instagram egg? That the most famous photo on Instagram was just of an egg.
Oh, yeah.
Someone bought it and tried to make it a homunculus.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how much is true to that, but yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Мы должны ввести
Inject the cum.
семя. Стараться при этом, чтобы игла особо сильно у нас не двигалась внутри.
Is that egg boiled?
По возможности
I'm not
меньше.
too sure.
Nah, it's not boiled.
Но сама инъекция
That's so wrong.
сделана.
Oh, bit of spillage.
Bit overkill. He licks his fingers.
No.
Яйцо потекло.
Big load.
Неизбежно.
You can see the
Теперь,
fucking
впоследствии,
That's why I said it's a bit gross, guys. Come on.
Smadsy said toughest jerk yet.
но предварительно мы должны заклеить.
So have you seen these videos, Smith?
I feel like I have. I just don't really remember it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Герметично. В какой-то степени. Делается это для того,
Band-Aid.
чтобы возможность проникновения
Fixes
His own
everything.
pace. Look at it on his hand.
минимальная.
Like I said, it's a bit gross. Probably the grossest one we've ever done. Fucking cum everywhere. It's a Saturday night.
Яйцо обладает собственным иммунитетом.
And this is how they made
Какие-то
kebab.
небольшие отверстия, они не играют ключевую роль.
Bit on the table, yeah.
Отверстие слишком большое.
See, when I do heart attacks, I have I lay newspaper down.
Сейчас делаем мы вот так.
Yep, seal that hole.
Вот я думаю,
Could have
этого
gone up a
будет
bit higher.
достаточно. То есть всё
Yeah,
более-менее
no,
закрыто. Теперь мы помещаем яйцо.
Put it in the plastic container.
Sancho, some clue glue. And Pondus wants to get the black light
See,
out.
and now this is what we're going to do. So, yeah, clean your cum up. Good work, mate.
Oh, that's smear.
И теперь этот
Yeah,
контейнер с
get
яйцом
tissue,
нам
scrap
необходимо
paper. And see, this is what I want you boys to do. So he uses a beanie, all right? Couch cowards
Yes.
beanies. Put your cum eggs in it.
Why do you think we made him?
Yeah, that's it.
находилось в относительном тепле.
Not just to keep you
I
fucking
just can't wait to go.
more.
And these are the ones. Here's something I prepared earlier. It's like,
Сделанное,
Whoever bought a beanie, just know this has been done with it.
Yeah.
в любое достаточно темное место. И самое
fucking,
главное,
Beetlejuice has a cum egg under his hat.
это не потребует.
When you tip your beanie, milady.
Необходимо, чтобы всё это находилось в темноте.
Flighty Fiddler, chuck it back in the jar at the fish and chip shop.
Yeah, give it a rinse. 10 days. So this is a 10-day experiment, this one.
Потом мы посмотрим, что из этого получилось.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Smash
Ну
cut.
что ж,
10 days have
Прошло
passed.
10 дней. Мы извлекли все это из темного места. Так, и вот мы наблюдаем, что яйцо, ну вот
It's
пластик,
fucking pretty big now.
потемнел. Очевидно, все-таки какая-то инфекция
Apparently, an
попала.
infection appeared.
И произошло некоторое
It's
гниение.
rotten!
Oh,
Да,
And
и,
nasty the
судя по
Band-Aid
запаху, да,
An unpleasant
умеренный
smell.
запах, но неприятный. Вот вы можете видеть этот процесс. В принципе, Парацельс писал о том, что некоторое гниение уместно. Главное, чтобы оно не было очень интенсивным.
small rotting is acceptable.
Сейчас мы посмотрим, что из этого всего у нас получилось. Так.
And this is where babies come from.
Опа.
Whoppa.
Ага.
And just put it in the ashtray. I love his lab. So his,
Real professional.
his
yeah.
thumbnail is him like
Oh my
pouring
God.
stuff into a beaker with a cigarette in his mouth. What kind of science? So look at this.
По всему он себя чувствует не очень хорошо,
Looks like
Но
a
всё-таки жир.
face hugger.
потому что вот некоторое шевеление присутствует. Ну что можно сказать? Сам принцип самозарождения жизни, вот он наглядно
Oh, it's
виден,
moving.
но это существо, конечно же, не может обладать какой-то
It's got a good set of pins on it.
And I'm gonna name him Trent.
And this is how Trent come out. He's leaving his fucking jizz slime everywhere.
Сложно сказать, почему эксперимент не получился на 100%. Ну, возможно, вот эта инфекция виновата. Кроме того, Парацельс, надо понимать, что это был средневековый ученый. И эксперимент он описывал, конечно же, очень приблизительно. То есть поместите в темное место, выдержите в тепле 10 дней. То есть
How much?
нет
This video
указания
should
на
nearly
то,
be
какая
ended, I'm
именно
pretty
должна
sure.
быть температура.
Yeah.
То есть
Alright,
это
do you wanna
всё,
jump
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
next one?
yeah. Jump on the next one. Just right before we get into the next one. So with the homunculus, they reckon that their senses. So that's what the reason they got big hands and big lips and has a big dong and big ears is because it's all the senses that the humans use. It enhances. So we always use our hands, we always licking stuff, getting our tongues out, and we're always listening. But that's why they look so grotesque. But yes, we're gonna go to the second video, right?
Yeah, we did have a request though before we go into that.
What's the
Fon
request?
just wanted to just see a couple of the comments.
Oh, okay, cool.
So here we have
Normal
normal
day.
day in Russian kitchen. Lockdown has brought me back to this confusing time where this was a hot topic. For Easter, I'm going to inject my juice into Easter eggs and hide them in random places. So when people crack them open, they get a homunculus. But yes, I think that's. I thought you'd need a philosopher's stone. There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, right. But you know the old saying: if it don't work, try and try again.
Mhm.
All right. So this next video is 40 days in the beanie. All right. So this is just as gross, right? Maybe even grosser. All right.
Okay.
And I'll give you a play-by-play at the end of the video. What happens? All right. Go.
Привет, с вами Корней. Сегодня я ставлю очередной эксперимент по созданию гомункула. Это уже 5-й по счету эксперимент.
Disease raccoon said, I think I
Первый
know
у
why
меня
it didn't work.
завершился
Not enough cum.
частично удачей, гомункул появился,
Max it
но он
up.
оказался не очень жизнеспособным.
Sancho in the
Три
incubator
последующих
beanie.
эксперимента оказались
I think it's the same
совершенно
beanie.
Ничего не появилось. Я считаю, что мне повезло, что в первый раз у меня хоть что-то.
Straight on the
Получилось,
dome after he's done
Потому
that.
что иначе я, наверное, бы разочаровался в этом методе.
That's why they give you
Не
fucking
очень
12 eggs in a
доверял ему.
pack, mate.
Ну, а так, я знаю, что что-то может
So
выйти.
yeah, this is where he went wrong last time. He didn't sanitize the egg, got
Почему не
germs in there.
получилось предыдущие 3 раза? Ну, сложно сказать.
Still didn't
На
learn
самом деле
about
я
gloves.
считаю,
Да.
что здесь, наверное, сыграл фактор случайности. Ведь даже у
he's going
супружеских
straight
пар,
for the
которые
pin this
хотят завести
time.
ребенка, зачастую это получается далеко не сразу.
Comes around.
Я использую приблизительно ту же методику, что и в первый раз.
Yep. Egg, check.
Check.
Это у нас
Pin,
куриное
check.
яйцо.
Cum,
Это
syringe,
человеческое
check.
семя.
COVID
На этот раз я
vaccine.
решил воздержаться в
Beanie,
течение
check.
некоторого времени, Потому что подумал,
This
ну,
time I tried
вдруг
to
семя не
have fun.
успевает созревать.
The sperm
На
is
самом деле,
more
вряд ли
mature, hopefully.
дело в этом, но я
Yeah,
подумал,
that's
что
it. You
3
gotta let it
предыдущих
age.
эксперимента, может быть, неудача именно с этим связана. Вряд ли дело в этом, но в конце концов ведь
Thanks for the shout out there,
лишним
Flatty
это
Football.
тоже
Thank
не
you,
окажется.
Flatty. Get your
Итак, мы делаем
penis. It's a
отверстие
good
в яйце
advertisement.
и в желток вводим семя.
Oof.
Так. Чтобы там не
Fill that
говорил
baby
Парацельс
That's so deep.
о другом способе введения семени.
Yep, there we go.
Мне
Classic
кажется,
cum overflow.
это связано просто с тем, что в его
Oh, that's a
время
lot of cum.
Spencer, you cream pie that egg.
все-таки самый
Sancho, like a fine
оптимальный
wine.
способ. Так. И, как я уже сказал, эксперимент будет проходить практически по тому же плану, но я выдержу это яйцо в течение не 10 дней,
Set
а
a 10.
40.
So it's gone 40 days.
Я положу его в этом контейнере в кладовку на верхнюю полку, просто потому что там потеплее. Вот. Отверстие яйца мы заклеим пластырем,
So it's a full band-aid now.
Yep.
чтобы в какой-то степени
Not just
оградить
the medical tape.
проникновение
No, he's learned his
инфекции.
lesson.
На самом деле это, наверное, тоже большой роли
He's
не
been sitting on
играет.
Reddit,
Яйцо
4chan, trying to
обладает
figure it out.
Yeah, just throw the rubbish in the container, in the dimmy container.
иммунитетом в какой-то степени, конечно. Но
Oh, look
подстраховаться
at that, all the way around, no seepage this
не
time.
лишнее.
That's it. Keep it in.
Так.
Keep a little paper in there.
Мгм.
Bit of soy sauce.
Cadbury cream egg, still.
Glad he's got a full fucking. He's not just
Итак,
what.
теперь это яйцо будет у нас храниться
Disease raccoon. So ghetto, needs to upgrade his method.
в течение
No, he what you got? He learned from he
надеюсь,
learned his
что
lesson.
какой-то
He got
результат будет. Итак, прошло 40 дней. У меня есть большие надежды на то, что в
40
этом
days.
яйце
This one's
может
not moldy.
оказаться что-то интересное, потому что внешних признаков гниения нет, неприятного запаха тоже почти нет. Посмотрим, что у нас там внутри.
Watch its little head.
Так.
Yuck.
Так.
Congratulations, you're a father now.
Что-то.
You are not the father.
Так, ну-ка.
It's so embarrassing when you use your mate's cum in the fridge instead of yours.
Мгм. Так, ну что можно сказать?
What can I say now? I don't know, man.
It's a
You've done,
boy.
Ну, вроде бы он у нас мертвый.
he's probably dead. I know he's.
Здесь есть такое вот отверстие. Вроде бы это похоже на рот. Отверстие в задней части тела я не вижу. Ну, возможно, это что-то на вроде кишечно-полостных животных. Ну, таковыми являются актинии, медузы. Ну, интересно.
Interesting.
Keep your eyes on it, boys and girls.
Oh.
Движение появилось. Похоже, он пришел в себя.
Oh my god, that is so fucked.
Любопытно.
Disease raccoon. Oh no, he's gonna.
Блядь!
Oh. That actually scared the fuck out of me.
So it spat,
Oh my god.
it spat at him.
Блядь!
Fuck!
Любопытно.
Oh.
Блядь!
Bad,
Oh my god.
bad son. Yeah, it spat at him.
Ну, теперь он точно мертв.
He's dead. No, he's dead.
Я его так сильно раздавил.
Crushed him too hard. No shit. Fucking Sherlock.
Невозможно понять.
No, it's impossible to understand.
Органы и тому подобное. Ну, это как-то от неожиданности произошло, когда он на меня брызнул чем-то.
Come shot at him.
На рукаве,
That's pretty
Blood
much.
куда
stains on my
попала его
clothing.
жидкость, остались какие-то светлые пятна. Как будто бы ткань отбелилась. Или
Jesus
что,
Christ.
возможно, это кислота.
Perhaps this is acid.
Руку, по крайней мере, не жжет.
Creepy, man.
Ну что ж, мы
Alright.
можем теперь сказать,
All right,
что
guys.
Good Lord.
So he does this. If you want to go check his channel out, it is
You're not going to be able to.
KAK. All
I'll
this.
just show you real quick.
Just have a look if you just
Yeah.
want to go check it out. DM me, I'll send it to you. It's in my
I think
favorites.
your best bet's to write in Homunculus number 2.
Yeah, Homunculus number 2. That's how you're gonna get it. But if you go on his channel, he's done this quite a bit. He had done it quite a bit, and I say had because our friend Corny is no longer with us. He's brown bread. He has had a heart attack. Some say that's what the media want you to think. But others have come out like any good Webworms story. Some say that he actually succeeded and his homunculus ripped him apart.
Oh.
And others say that the government sorted him out because he actually got a good homunculus going. But yeah, ripped a corny. Love you, man. Love your work. And that's going to be about it for the homunculus.
There we go. Good job on the Webworms there.
There
Bill.
we go. Fucking cum eggs.
That's hard.
I hope he's like that.
No, it was awesome.
So Smiz also had a story that you want to talk about real quick.
Yeah, just brush over it. But I mean, kind of going off that, this is just another lab experience that I was experiment that I was looking up.
doing.
But it says here, renowned evolutionary psychologist Gordon Gallup claims a humanzee baby was once born at a research facility where he used to work. So basically, in the 20s, they were experimenting with, I mean, all sorts of fucked up shit, as you guys probably know. But basically, they took an anonymous donor's cum and they put it into a chimp and ended up making a human/chimp, a humanzee.
Humanzee.
And but yeah, basically, they reckon that it fucking came to life. And like, well, where is it? But yeah, but they said like basically they would originally doing it so they could use it for like body organs and stuff like that to give to
Body harvest.
yeah, pretty much to give to people, I guess, that needed them. But yeah, they reckon that it ended up actually giving birth to a humanzee. And then here it is. They inseminated a female chimpanzee with human semen from an undisclosed donor and claimed not only that pregnancy occurred, but the pregnancy went full term and resulted in a live birth. But in a matter of days or a few weeks, they began to consider the moral and ethical considerations, and the infant was euthanized. But pretty gross shit.
Or given the COVID jab, you decide. No. But yes, guys, thank you for sticking for that one. That was the grossest one we've ever done. That has been Webworms. Hit the theme. Just to wrap it up too with Webworms, I forgot to go through. Smith, what do you reckon of the homunculus? What do you think? What do you think that is? You reckon it's a hoax? Or do you reckon?
I do think it's a hoax, yeah. But I mean, only one way to find out. Tonight. And then next week. Actually, give us 40 days, guys.
We did the Ouija board. We're going to do the homunculus challenge. We should actually do it.
Will you use yours?
No, mine's like
Your seed?
Mine burns through fucking diddy containers.
You tried, have you?
Yeah, I have to fucking come in fucking Tupperware containers. That microwave safe seal shit. Bust my tatties out. Fuck my eyes. But guys, I'm glad you are still here because this next interview. Hey, Sonopolo.
Hey.
We're about to play an interview, mate. Classic. I reckon could be the next one. Smiz, are you going to show these photos now or after it, you reckon?
I'll try to find them afterwards.
All right, we'll do it after. But we'll talk you through it because he drew it all on paint. Like, he's gone all the way.
All right.
So here's the second interview of the night. Classic one, guys.
So it's a pretty short one. This only goes for about 18 minutes. So.
Yeah, so you got it. Get it in, yeah.
All right. Today we are with Cooper. He has come through with a fucking cool sounding alien story, and we're really eager to hear it. Welcome, dude.
Yeah, man. Cheers. Do you want me to start off by telling you exactly what happened that night? Do you want me to tell you
Yeah,
the
man.
whole-
Start
Give
wherever
us
you
a
want.
run. Yeah, give us. Yeah.
Alright. It was July 11th, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I just want to say this first. Yeah. I would never have came through with this story. Yeah. If my mate wasn't sitting next to me. Yeah. I would have thought, okay, shit, genetics are fucked up, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the fact that my mate was sitting there next to me the whole time as this shit happened, right, is why I'm not afraid to say this shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was July 11th, 2020. I went over to my mate's house, yeah, and I've known this dude for so long, and we've smoked weed together for so long, right? For so long. And so we're on his back porch, yeah, and we're smoking bongs like we always have, like we've done for
Yep. Sorry.
years.
Sorry. The air horns. That's when you say the word bong, it fucking goes off.
It's triggered.
It's triggered. But yeah,
And-
smoking, getting it done.
And so I don't even know how many we're up to, but I've turned around the corner, yeah. All right. I've
Yeah.
looked down the side bit of the house because there's a bit where it goes from the front of the house to the back porch.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I've looked, and there's this blue light on the fence, yeah, this dark blue light, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking, and something felt off, man. Something felt so off. So I turned my head, and I'm sitting on a chair, right? He's sitting on a chair over there.
Mhm.
I swear, man. I look down, and if you could imagine skinny man, like as skinny as my arm, yeah, I swear to God, the skinniest pair of legs I've ever seen. You know charmeleons. You know how they like blend into their environment, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It looked so see-through, but like a clear outline of what this being was, yeah. And so I'm looking at its legs, and I'm looking up, yeah, and I've gotten to its torso, and its torso, man, it is like. If you looked at me, man, it is the side of me. It is as wide as the side of a human being,
Face on.
right? Serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at its arms and its torso, and I look up, man, and I swear to the fucking God, man, that I don't believe in. I have no idea. This head on this being, yeah, was fucking ginormous.
Like wider than its body?
Bro, swear to God.
So what kind
man.
of shape we talk? So it's kind of like a chop kind of looking thing, or
So if you could imagine a walnut, yeah,
yeah,
a walnut, but the front of it, yeah, is indented, and it's more flatter, yeah, and it's got more not curves but like lines around it, yeah,
Okay.
and but the front of it was like indented, yeah, right. And I look at it, and as soon as I look at it, man, everything went blue. Everything, right?
Oh.
And in this blue light, yeah, you know when you go to the movies and they have the camera and the film tape inside the camera,
Yeah.
right? It was that, yeah. And the first one was cut. The second one was cut. Like imagine a tape of three photos, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
The first one's cut. The second one's cut, and in the middle, I saw a photo of my girlfriend's mum's face on it, yeah. And this shit was this whole tape thing was burning up in front of my eyes, yeah.
So like, did
Like,
it
it
take
wasn't-
over
it
like your
was-
whole vision? But you
so
could
there was
see
all
it.
this blue, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there was the actual actual film tape,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
and it was burning up in front of my eyes, yeah. And as this shit is burning up, man, like in that actual state, I have no idea what sleep paralysis feels like, but I felt like I could move, but I could not move.
Yeah,
wow.
fuck.
And in this what I imagine to be, yeah, I imagine it walks behind my chair because it had to, the way it turned my head, yeah. So it walks behind my chair and it grabs my head with, I swear to God, 4 or 5 fingers. I'm trying to remember as best I can, right?
How long fingers we talking? Like,
I only felt what it would be like up to here on
Okay,
on a finger.
Yeah.
It wasn't like really. I didn't feel any like long.
Wasn't like
ass
wrapped
fingers
around
and
your
shit, yeah.
face. Yeah, yeah.
No. It was and I don't know if the fingers were like cold or any of that shit because I've got fucking hair and shit. But I swear to God, so gently. I've never had a creature or whatever the fuck, what kind of species of that thing has ever touched me. I've never been touched that gently by anything on earth.
Yeah, wow.
Right? And so it's gotten on my head, yeah, and just so gently.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
And then nothing, not a thing. And my mate jumps up, yeah, and he says, look around the corner, look around the corner, look around the corner. And I've stood up, man. I'm fucking stunned at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, what the fuck? I'm thinking if I look around that corner, or what I could imagine, man, if you could imagine a shark with no fucking face and just teeth, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh.
And so he freezes for a second after yelling it 3 times, runs around the corner, nothing.
Fuck. So you didn't even like mention it to him. He said it to you. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm like, what did you see? He says, I just saw this blue light, man. This whole blue light just covered. That's all I saw. And I'm like, what do we do? When we go inside, are we telling our girlfriends? Because fucking my girlfriend and his girlfriend were over at the house, yeah?
Mm.
And he's like, no, just don't say anything. And as soon as I go inside, yeah, I wait for him to leave the room, and I just, if you can bleep out that name.
yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
we can be there.
I just saw this flashing blue light, and I swear to God, I just saw an alien. And she looked at me as if like I've never had someone look at me like that before.
That's not
Like in disbelief, do you mean? Or
in utter disbelief that it had to be something else, man.
yeah.
So the area you were in, was it like rural? Was it like
Oh,
like
no
suburbia?
fucking way.
Like-
This is modern day suburbia in ruined
Yeah,
Victoria.
right.
This is a house on the corner of the street. There's neighbors all around us.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what gets to me is like, after seeing this thing, man, I don't know if that thing was able to do that Charmeleon effect through technology or like through evolution, or what it did when I looked into it, when I looked at its face. Yeah, I have no idea if that was technology that it was using, or if I swear to fucking God, if they can do that shit with their mind.
Yeah,
that is
fuck.
weird.
It's like have you heard that case about I think it was in like a Kenyan school or something like that? Have you heard about that?
And then everybody's seen it, and then like
Yeah, the
kids-
UFO landed at the school, and like people were saying that like everyone could hear like words and like, but it was like not saying a thing, like it was like mental, you know.
I think they all did an impersonation of his voice too, didn't they? They said it all had an accent and stuff like that. Like there's all sorts of But yeah, that's gnarly. So what did your friend see? So like I know we got the story like so did he ever describe what he's seen? Because like
he just said he saw this like huge blue light, because this creature it stood half a ruler away from me, man. Like it was literally right next to my chair.
Yeah.
Like when I get the drawing up for you guys, you'll be able to get like a really clear picture like of this layout.
Yeah.
And but what gets me, man, is I have no clue in my mind how like even a body can support a head, because I swear to God that thing did not have organs, man. Like in its body, no way. This thing, there is not a fucking hope, bro, that it had organs, bro. It was that skinny. It was that skinny, man, that I swear to God, every organ it had, man, was in its head.
So how tall would he look?
I swear to God. I remember it like it was yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, that shit's been at the front of my mind for a year. I haven't forgotten a single fucking part of that.
Fucking hell. So how tall do you reckon it was? Like, because you're sitting on the chair.
Thing, like from looking down to looking up, this thing was either 6 foot or 7 foot.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Do
you know what color?
I know for a fact, man, it was taller than me.
Yeah,
and I'm 6'2" or 6'3". It was taller than me.
Wow. Do you know what color it was?
It was like Charmeleon, man. It was completely like see-through. Like, have you seen the movie Predator?
Yeah.
Have you seen when he goes and
there's
there's the ship? I swear to God, man, it was exactly like that. Just the head shape, man. It was so wide, and it was like flattened at the front, but then when it got up a bit, it was like if you can imagine like a dome, and then shit was like around it, and then it was flattened a bit.
I can't want to see
like, and I couldn't tell you how many eyes it had, because the whole thing was like Charmeleon blended.
Yeah. So you didn't see like eyes or like no facial features of any.
Yeah.
I know the exact outline.
But it was like bipedal.
the outline,
So it was like
serious.
us. Yeah. Fuck,
That's wicked. That's
Nice.
fucking cool. Are you glad that you experienced that?
After that, like seriously, after that, I never believed in God.
Yeah.
Not like I was always interested in religion. I never believed in God, right? But the fact that after this, I can't fall back into a safety net of religion because I know it's all bullshit now.
Yeah.
Because if we're created in our image, if we're created in the image of God, then what I saw, there is no God. There is no God. And that's completely taken a safety net of religion or this or that. And it's like, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
So do you reckon, like, how would, if you had this situation happen again, how do you reckon you would react? Like, would you like?
Well, if it didn't like stun me in that blue light of things, I'd ask a million questions, man. I would ask a million questions.
I think the light adds more questions, really. It's just like, you know, it's like, how'd you do that? Like, if it was like a mechanism to get away from you or like to like calm you down.
It was the vibe that thing gave off was nothing. There was no harm. There was, I knew for a fact as soon as I was like stunned in that blue light, all right, I'm not going to be harmed. There is not a chance that I'm going to be harmed.
It was almost playing photos and stuff to calm you down, kind of. Like people you knew and stuff like that. Like it was
just that one photo of my girlfriend's mum's face.
Yeah.
And she was smiling in that photo.
Have you spoken to your girlfriend's mum and described?
Yeah, I told her this story. her this story, man, and she got goosebumps.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's weird. It's so good though. Like you know,
awesome.
and with the story too, it's just like, you know, if you're gonna make something up, you make something up. Like it's out. There's so many questions. You know what I mean? It's not like clear cut. Like it is a crazy story.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm glad someone actually seen one. That'd be That is gnarly.
Yeah, that's the first time we've had someone on. Like we've had a few like kind of UFO stories and stuff like that, but we've never had anyone actually see the figure and, you know, actually especially be touched by it.
I ask people all the time if they've ever seen, because I want to meet someone. Do you know what the closest thing back in the day? Yeah, I saw this video. Yeah, right. It was about this guy who said he talked and saw aliens. Yeah, and what he described was this small alien with skinny body. Yeah, and he said that instead of eating food, it would put the food in its mouth and it would dissolve. Yeah, and that makes me think that was like sort of the alien I saw. Because it had no, I'm telling you, man, this thing, there was no way it could have had organs. Like the most it could have had was a spine, bones in its arms and legs. Like seriously, this head, man, it was like nothing. It was like nothing you could ever, like you couldn't fathom this shit, man. Like I couldn't make up something like this.
So
crazy.
it's like really big head. Like you're saying he's
massive, man.
Was he major pill? Was he majority head? Like, you know, like you said he was like 6 foot. Would you say like 3 foot of it was his head, or?
I reckon his head was at least 2.5 feet, or maybe 2 feet and 3/4. It was a white head. It wasn't. You know how they always have the photo of aliens and it's like an oval?
Yeah.
No, it was wide. It wasn't long. It was wide.
Wow. Oh, it's fucking cool.
That is very cool. I love that. That's so good.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing your.
Yeah, I want to see your
illustrations. We'll actually show them straight after the interview.
Yeah, we'll put it up. We'll say this is what they seen and have a look. But yeah, dude, that's a gnarly story. That's so cool. How'd your mate feel about it? What's his thoughts on this whole like what did he think? Is he in the same boat as you? He
didn't see the actual alien, but he was there when that whole blue light thing happened. And I've asked him to check the cameras because there's cameras in the backyard. Yeah. He said he checked the cameras. Oh, it all went blurry. Right.
Oh, wow.
I texted his dad to check the cameras. I never got a response back. And I ask him all the time. And I'm like, what did you see? Because we still like go outside to the porch, man.
Yeah.
Right. Every time I've gone out there, I've asked him about it. I'm like, what did you see in this blue light? It was like, it was just all blue, man. It was just all blue. All I saw was blue. So I don't know what, like, if I saw a visual, man, I don't know what the fuck he saw.
Yeah.
I have no clue whether he just saw blue or he saw something that frightened him more than what frightened me.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like,
you know what?
Yeah, go.
Do you know what the only thing I have ever had nightmares about is?
What?
sharks. And I think it's really funny that when I look around the corner, the first thing I think of is the scariest thing fucking imaginable to me.
Yeah.
It's like maybe, yeah. So it's almost like you've seen it. He's like, "Oh, I've been spotted by you." That hasn't like had to sort you out and like, you know, like treat you, like calm you down or like whatever. And then his mate didn't see it. Your mate didn't see it, so he's just like, "Oh, skedaddle." So when he walked, or what? Because you seen him walk. Did he like? Was it
I
just
didn't
like,
see him walk, man. As soon as I looked at its head, what I imagined it did was go behind my chair from the angle that it moved my head. Because I feel like if it moved my head from face on like this, I would have felt it, but it felt like it was like this, not like this.
Yeah. Like from behind.
That's right, exactly.
So Duke just
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's rad.
That's so cool, man.
Dude, well, yeah. Do you have any more details you'd like to share? Can you think of anything else?
Something just a second ago. What makes me think, is why would something stand that close to you if it didn't want you to see it? Did it want the fucking mix on the table? I don't know. What, for testing?
It's
or
like
some shit?
it's like signs how they've got the water.
Yeah.
It's like come and have a quick fucking smoke.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. These bongs are gonna smoke themselves, boys. Let's get.
But again, man, if it was just me on my own, I'd label it down to schizophrenia, honestly. But since it was two people that had this experience,
yeah.
If two people saw it, man, then it's not me just being crazy.
Yeah, well, we get like with these stories with the aliens and stuff, like with the UFOs, they all link up. Like these parts, we've talked to people from all sorts of parts of America, and they're all vaguely the same. So if we keep doing this, I reckon maybe we'll run into someone that's had a similar story, because surely you're not the only one. Surely this has happened before, and hopefully we get them, and then, you know, we can relay this story back to them as well and say, let's go off of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is gnarly. That's pretty creepy.
No, man. Well, fuck. Thanks so much for that. I just, I know that you stream as well on Twitch, and you wanted to shout out. So maybe do you want to say how people can find you?
Yeah. Well, all my social medias is Snehanesne. That's SNEHNESNE for all of them.
Okay. Yeah. We'll even we'll chuck that on the screen.
Chuck it up on it. Yeah.
There we go. All right, my brother.
It was awesome talking to you.
Now bring it back.
Yeah, you too, bro. Thanks so much for
thank you
sharing your
so
story,
much.
man.
Yeah, we'll give you a heads up when this comes out, because we've got a bit of a backlog. So maybe someone else will come through with an UFO or something. We'll try to make it a theme. But yeah, it will be out pretty soon. We'll give you a heads up. But man, this is legendary.
You're the man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you so much, guys. When I saw you out, I knew I had to see you guys. Right?
Oh, you legend.
Legend.
Cheers,
Keep it
homie.
real.
One
Peace,
guy.
bro. One guy. There we go.
Guys, what a story. So it's a little bit of pretext for that story too. He was saying that when he seen the blue light, he was waiting for a red light to think it was coppers. So that's like, he had a look. That didn't end up happening. And so he's drawn us an aerial view of it.
Just of
I haven't seen this.
Just of kind of where he was sitting. So there he is sitting there. His mate over here sitting at the table. He didn't add the mix bowl, but you can imagine that and the gator there. And then there's the fence where he originally saw the light. And so it must have come up the steps somehow, and then, or even like teleported. I don't know what the fuck happened there. But come up behind him and then moved his head.
And then, in-ground spa, I'd like to go hang out with this guy.
Yeah, I know. This dude's balling.
And go check his YouTube channel out. I watched it yesterday. The Pornhub video is pretty funny.
Yes, and he has another video up on his YouTube where he posts a photo of himself to Reddit and in like a roast me mode, and so everyone just rips into him. So it's go check out his channel. He's only just started, so go support him. Maybe he sees another one, he can come back, because I know you guys loved it. Yes, but I think it's about that time, guys. So
about that time, classic. Classic. We haven't turned the phone on.
No, we haven't turned the phone on, but now we have.
Fucking.
So what we're going to do is.
That's pretty good. It's had battery for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I did double check today, but I think it's fake news time.
Fake news time. Hit the theme.
All right, let's go.
You are fake news. You are fake news.
All right.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Here we go.
So, who wants to win
A copy of
Cujo?
Cujo. As you know, that dog coming up in the first story, waking him up, that was taken from his story and put into film
Mm-hmm.
by Stephen King,
Yeah.
the cocaine bandit himself.
I love that JK Inc. is back in the chat. Go check him out on Instagram, guys. He is so talented. He actually did some of the fan art for us, but shout out to him.
But yeah, he's
And he loves the fake news every time. He's yeah,
does have
he's a
a
legend.
thing. He just hears that theme and then he gets straight into it.
His ears prick up and he comes straight over.
So guys, the number is going to be on the screen right now. And
There we go.
let's see if we can dupe yous.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can
I mean,
give you the old alien fucking sell the candy. Look at you, the mix bowl. Boom. Behind you. Don't cancel us for
yes.
that was funny.
Doll Gamer Doll, what a great giveaway title. Of course.
Yes.
We've given Doll his props at the start, but mate, we're going to do it again.
We're going to do it again.
DeadEndDVD.com for all your spooky movie needs. And just like cult classics, anything strange, like, I mean, just go check out the site. You're going to find some stuff that you've never even heard of. But
Doll's family videos, you'll sell. You'll sell anything.
But yeah, give us a call, guys. We're going to trick you this time, I reckon.
Grateful Fate that he sung. He did. He was telling us earlier. He did like a, what are they called? The dance things, like a choreographed dance himself, dressed as the hamster dance, and did the hamster dance. It was very brings a tear to your eye. Tells a full story through that song. Then it gets like he's full painted. He's just wearing jocks, and then like they painted the yellow and white on him. There's this really cool bit at the end. It's like, come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Come on, everybody. It's the doll dance.
I remember when Tony Hawk remake first came out, and we were all sitting there playing it. And but we had like a Spotify playlist up, and you could just add your own song to it or whatever. And just before Billy jumped off, he put on the hamster dance like 10 times in a row. And so we just had to sit there and fucking listen to it.
Yeah. Who would win in a fight, Crazy Frog or Hems? I can't remember his name. It's not Hamtaro. Look at that. That's 2 weeb references this episode. Where is Trash Boy? And where's the callers? Come on, guys. We can't talk about hamster dance all night. I think we
No,
can.
we might be able to. But give us a call. Maybe we could put the number in the chat just in case.
Put the number in the chat. Everybody give it a call. Yep.
Okay. I'm missing a number there, I think.
Just put a 9 there.
Okay, there we go.
He's got it. It's in the
Alright.
chat. Please click it, ring it. Let us know.
Don't leave us hanging, y'all.
Yeah, he's struggling out here. I'm losing breath.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
I'm going to faint and hit the desk. Split my head open. Whatchamacallit style. Here we go. I recently become aware that
I can get a movie titled Santa Claus Serial Rapist. Would you guys be interested in doing a giveaway for this movie in December?
I'm thinking we just want a whole fucking crate of that.
Yes, I think I want my own copy, actually.
Yeah,
but,
I want some signed by Santa. What a little gift to have under
yeah,
the
we'll
tree.
leave. Yeah, I was going to say we'll leave the milk and cookies out.
I'll leave him in the cupboard. He just takes what he wants.
Mielo, yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Wanga.
Welcome to the show. How you going? How you going there?
How you going, mate?
What's going on?
Not much. Are you feeling confident tonight? Do you think you can take home the prize?
Oh, hold on. I'm in the same room as the stream and I can't hear what the fuck's going on.
All good, all good.
All right, yeah, say that again.
All right. So how confident are you tonight? You feel like you can take home the prize?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, no, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Smith, can you take it away tonight?
okay. So fake news tonight. So basically, 2 real stories, 1 fake one. You have to pick it, and yeah, we'll see how you go. So,
All right.
A, Nevada woman poses as dentist and steals $22K and also pulls 13 teeth. B,
Okay.
political correctness gone mad. Namco to change the name of Pac-Man to Pac-Person. C, 2 Melbourne women break into a man's house, attack the resident with his own frying pan, and then steal his sausages.
So is it A,
We'll get on
Nevada
some thinking
woman,
music for you.
B, Pac person, or C, sausage woman? Here we go. Bit of thinking music, mate.
What you think? You gotta help me. Come here. Alright. This is Seb and Caleb, by the way.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
What's going on? I reckon it's too obvious to be C. Too obvious to be C. So, what you reckon? A.
So
It's
A
the, A
is
is
the
the Nevada
dentist.
dentist one, yeah?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she steals 22K and pulls 13 teeth. B is political correctness gone mad. Namco to change the name of Pac-Man to Pac-Person.
It's B. It's gotta be. It's B. It's gotta be fuck.
B?
B.
Nah, I reckon we'll lock in B, Eddie.
You locking in B?
Ooh, okay.
You sure?
I'm sure.
100%.
100%. Fuck it.
Don't want to call a friend?
No, I'll skip it. I'll skip it.
All right. Well, it's your funeral, Megan. You
Oh,
just won Cujo!
shit. Yeah.
Oh, we got it?
Just got yourself a copy there, bud.
Mate, you're too smart for us.
Yeah.
Hit us up and we'll hit us up on Instagram and we'll send it out to you.
We'll send it out to you. Thank you so
Fucking
much.
Wonga.
Wonga. Hell
mate,
yeah.
dreams
Congrats.
do come true.
Yeah.
But how funny the dentist ones.
Yeah. So
What the fuck? Nah, I knew it. I knew C was kind of like, that's fucked up enough to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? That actually
and then,
happened
like,
local.
A is,
That was in
wait, where was
Dandenong.
that? No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
break into a house, steal a couple snags. Don't get that at Bunnings.
She must have been hungry.
Oh,
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, it's like 2 snags. Who are you?
Well, no, congrats, mate. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so much.
calling up. We appreciate you.
I want to get that.
And,
yeah, go, bud.
well, no, I was just going to say, I appreciate you boys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, cheers,
mate,
legend.
Thanks for being here. All right, we'll get that out to you ASAP, Rocky. All right, and congratulations.
Easy peasy.
You did
Cheers,
well.
legend.
No worries. Thanks, boys. Have a good night, yeah?
You too,
You too,
mate.
mate.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Wanga.
Oh, done
Enough
it
of
again. God damn it.
I'm
again.
furious.
Ah,
I'm furious, and I'm bad. Curious.
There we go. No, well, thank you guys so much for coming by to yet another episode. We are weeks ahead, so we have. Trust me, we've got some really good ones coming up for you guys in the coming weeks. We've
Coming of egg weeks.
Yeah. Also,
Coming
while
weeks.
we're here, if anyone has any sleep paralysis stories,
We're looking for.
yeah, we're looking for them. We've already got 3, and they're spooky. So yeah, I mean, come through if you got them.
It's definitely not going to be a snooze fest that episode. Oh, guys. Well, I think also to say goodbye to this set, I think we're moving.
Yes.
We're
So
gonna be
this is where
moving.
it's all started, and
These
not where
hello
it's
holes.
ended.
If these walls could talk,
Oh yeah. If
That-
these homunculus under the table
Oh,
could
mate.
squawk.
unplugging the fucking router, shaking the maracas under the table, and then big hands don't do much for me, fucking Johnson, if you know what I mean. mate.
Funny.
Still needs 2 of them though.
Uh,
Let's just go through the chat real quick before we leave. I think someone asked us a question up the top. A new person asked us how old we are. I
How
think it was
really?
up. I think so. Yeah, first time in chat. Hello, that M1. How old are you guys?
How old are we? Billy is 30, and in about a week and a half, it's my birthday, and I'll be turning 30 as well.
And what Smith wants for his birthday is for you to spoil the merch. Go get your shirts, get your beanies.
I want you guys to send me your own homunculuses for my birthday.
Yes, please. And then we'll crack them into that cake. Marble cake of yellow and black.
Dole, have you seen the documentary The Nightmare? Really good doco on sleep paralysis. No, we haven't.
We
But,
might,
well, I haven't. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that
I
out.
haven't. Manager Dana White, look it up.
Yeah.
See if we can get the guy on.
Yes.
She does wonders. Wonders.
Hey.
We're in the midst of talking. We've got a whole bunch of people in the pipeline, just
In the scope.
Well, would have got the gun out, but apparently it's not good for a stream.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we went to do it last night, and then
Someone said,
luckily- yeah.
"Don't point a gun to the camera."
It's not a real gun, by the way, guys.
Nanny state.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming by. We
Thanks for the
fucking love yous.
new followers. Ash Akash 900. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Big Hog Caddy resubbed for 3 months. Disease Raccoon, of course, the bloody ledge.
Oh, and real quick too. All right, we're gonna. I forgot to say this at the top. All you guys are here. I know some of you guys. You might have heard the news. Fucking good news. I think Smith. Go into the chat. Let's just post it. Show them a photo. This week we got some good news. We said it on one of the streams this week, but we'll say it right now. We got some good news. All the talk and stuff, we got followed by Nippies.
Oh,
The Couch Cowards are followed by Nippies, and we're in the talks of getting some fucking milk sent out.
yes.
So-
I can't believe. Yeah, we were meant to have a big old bit for that, but I think we're going to do that. But the Nippies saga has continued.
It is continued. Let's just say the Nippy story's getting big.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a little
Little teaser.
little teaser of
So
what might be happening.
your boys are Hollywood now. Big Milk sponsor us. They're going to, and
Yeah.
they
Should see our shits.
Oh, dude,
Squirt.
I just spraying the AK. Haven't had a solid shit in fucking 4 months.
Disease Raccoon, Manscaped time. Yes. So once we secure the deal with Nippies, you know who we're going for.
That's it.
Fuck Josh Rose said couch coward flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking,
Jam Nippy fever.
Yeah, it's fucking homunculus egg. Homunculus eggs. It's got floaties in it.
But shout out to Flatty Fiddler. He's an absolute ledge. He's the one that actually I think
Talked him
sorted
into
out.
it. Talked him into it because I love your method, you guys. So I've seen some of the messages were pretty. Get these guys some hats right now, nicely, more nice than very nice. No effing and jeffins put into that. It was just straight up the King's English.
The King's English.
The Kings. Do you mind if I go out speaking the Kings? Yes.
Flatty Fiddler said, "Gonna be some great farts then, boys."
Oh,
yeah, you bloody know
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, you know it. Let's
Soggy Mike.
get that fucking get that.
Vonda spur up a fart, Billy.
No, I don't think I got it.
Nah,
No,
we'll save that one for the Wednesday night stream. I think that's what
for
this is the professional.
This is the professional. You just gave us so much props about how we don't laugh
yeah.
and how we're looking down the eye of an interview. We can just go interesting,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. There's been plenty that I wanted to laugh at, but yep. But yeah, that's it. All right, guys.
All right, we love you.
Ramblers get rambling. See you later. See ya. I don't know about Wednesday. I don't know. It's probably going to be a big ask, but
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens. We'll let you know. Hopefully. Do you know what? There will. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll let you know. We'll keep you updated.
We'll let you know. Get it set up. Give your mum a kiss on the head. All right. I love you.
Love
Bye.
yous. Wanga.
Wanga.
One love. Peace.